What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fam, 49er gang? It's your boy 49er Dion here, back with another video. Definitely please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. That being said, let's get right into it, man. This is probably one of the biggest games of the year. It's one of the biggest games because it's the Seahawks, and we love to beat the Seahawks. And it's a real rivalry. It do not play no games. We play them. It always goes down to the wire, and we are doing everything we can to try to control this game, and we don't want anything to happen. So we get into a couple of numbers and figures, give y'all a little bit of a synopsis on how this is going to work as far as our game. We're going to keep it rocking and rolling, baby. So one thing we have to remember is, you know, it's definitely a painful loss as it pertains to all of the people that we lost. We lost Jeff Wilson. Hey, what's going on, boy? Boy, good morning to you, brother. Um, it's a painful loss. We lost Jeff Wilson Jr. You know what I mean? We have activated TC, so now Kyle Shanahan has his three running backs that he loves to have every game day. So you'll have TC, Jarek McKinnon, and Jermichael Hasty. Um, So here's the crazy thing about our running back group is that we're so deep and we have so many running backs that it gives us the opportunity to continue to move on. And the ball doesn't stop. You know what I'm saying? So I would prefer Jermichael Hasty to start in this instance, strictly based on the fact that he's been playing, he's in a rhythm, he can get things going. And then you work TC in slowly because he is still coming back from that high. So I don't know if Kyle Shanahan will do that. He seems to love to start Tevin Coleman whenever Tevin Coleman is available and Raheem Mostert is not. But we shall see. So just going over some of the numbers. So 49ers defense, sixth in total defense, number 8 passing defense, number 15 rushing defense, and the number 5 scoring. Now, that means we don't give up too many allowing you to go out there and blow us out. I think the only game we allowed somebody to get too far was, unfortunately, Miami. The Seahawks, their defense, 19th overall, 31st in passing, the number 10 rushing defense, but number 22 scoring defense, and they're horrible at yards per game. I believe they give up almost 460 yards a game. That's a great thing for us because we can take advantage. Kyle Shanahan loves to gobble up yards and loves to gobble up time on the clock. So we're gonna get into some more of that a little bit later. We are number 10 in offense, number 13 passing offense, 5 rushing offense, number 5 scoring offense. And then you flip to the other side with the Seahawks. They're number 4 in offense. So they're the number 10 passing offense, the number 13th rushing offense, number 23 scoring offense. So the thing is they're saying that Carson's going to play. I don't believe that. If he does, he's going to be there in a very limited capacity. I'm not going to worry about Chris Carson at all. And then the thing is right now, I didn't see that they activated Kayvon. So I don't believe he's playing in this game. I haven't seen anything about that more recently. Nothing's popped up. And I keep myself abreast to a lot of the things going on with the 49ers, as much as I possibly can. So I believe Jamar Taylor's going to be in the slot. But, you got to remember the person that we're hoping Kayvon stops is Tyler Lockett because he usually shuts him down. He doesn't have the game. You'll see DK Metcalf probably moved around on the field, left side, right side. And you'll see Eman Mosley and Jason Barrett probably doing work on him. But I would probably rather Jason Barrett travel with him. I know there's a height differential because I believe Brett's like 5'11 and DK's like 6'4. But he doesn't really have an issue with shutting down receivers no matter what size they are. And with him playing like back to Pro Bowl form, we need him to do all the work he can. I'd rather let Salah just give him free range to travel as much as he possibly can. So let's get into the quarterbacks. Jimmy G, 83 completions, 66.94 completion percentage, 7 TDs, 4 interceptions. Right now, the reason that I put McKinnon in there is because he's going to be probably in the game a little bit. 44 carries, 210 yards, 4.8 yards per carry, 3 TDs. Now, they said that McKinnon has been rested lately due to tired legs. I don't know what tired legs is, but I can tell you right now, that don't sound, that don't bode well for you trying to be on the team. Because if we could have stayed healthy, probably would need you. But Jermichael Hasty, 20 carries, 103 yards, 5.2 yards per carry. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet, but he has had some amazing runs. And the thing is once he gets into, he squeezes through the smallest of holes, man. He reminds me a lot of Mostert. He does that. I remember the first interview he had, I didn't know what it was, but I do believe that, if we start Hasty and get him into a rhythm and then mix him in with a little bit of TC, that'd be perfect. If McKinnon's got these so-called tired legs, put him in there on a wide receiver route or something like that. Relax. But of course, leading pass catcher is Kittle, 35 catches, 435 yards, 12.4 yards per catch, 2 TDs. Brandon Ayuk with 20 catches, 280 yards, 14 yards per catch, and 1 TD. KB, 17 catches, 271 yards, 50.9 yards per catch, and 1 touchdown. So the reason that I mentioned KB is strictly based on the fact that KB is going to have to step up in a bigger role strictly because Debo is out. So the one thing that KB had as a goal for himself this season was to get that 1,000 yards, have double digit touchdowns, all of these things. And that's because he's pushed himself so hard. If you watch this Instagram in the offseason, that man worked. And everyone will tell you it showed. It showed in a major way. And it shows when he comes up. I mean, the man is averaging 15.9 yards per catch and nobody else. So I think he's gonna be doing some big work this game. And KB seems to do very good work. The only issue with KB is he'll have that one big drop, but then he'll have a bunch of other catches that make that drop, that negate that drop. We just want him to have a whole bunch of catches and no drops. If he has a drop, we want it to be a point where it's a contested catch, and that's why that happened. But KB will drop something where he's wide open, and or KB will drop something where he should have caught it. But I have faith in him. I love him. I love his personality. He's got great energy, and I think he's going to be a very, very big reason why we win this game. So we flip to the other side. Russell's got 156 completion, 71.23% completion percentage, 22 TDs, 6 interceptions. Chris Carson, 66 carries, 323 yards, 4.9 yards per catch, 3 TDs. Carlos Hyde, 31 carries, 125 yards, 4 yards per carry. 2 TDs. Tyler Lockett, 45 catches, 542 yards, 12 yards per catch, 7 TDs. DK Metcalf, 24 catches, 519 yards, 21.6 yard average, and 5 touchdowns. So the reason that you see gaudy stats like that is strictly based on the fact that Russell Wilson has to keep throwing the ball because the defense keeps putting him in an uncompromising position. Russell will go out there and get them the lead and then turn around and have to get back up off the bench and go out there and win the game again because the defense is trash. So what I've been noticing is there's been a lot of respect, from the 49ers about the defense. They're like, numbers don't always tell the story, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. They have to say that. It's a sportsman-like thing. You know, when you go into a game, in your locker room, that you are talking trash about a team that is hot garbage. Everyone knows that. When you go up against certain teams, stuff, as they say in New York, as they say on the East Coast, it's done for them. It's done. You know what I'm saying? And on the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? We just tell them straight, you can take that L. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. So we know that the Seahawks defense is trash. You give it up almost, 460 yards a game, rushing and passing. That's why you keep putting Russell Wilson back against the wall. I guarantee you, every time Russ goes to the bench, the first thing that happens is, "Hey, Russ, we sorry, bro. Like, think you could pull some of that Russell magic off and just, go win us this game, man. We appreciate it. I can guarantee you, ain't nobody on the defense getting a damn thing for Russell for Christmas. Guaranteed, they ain't getting nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because that he has to go out there every time and find a way to win the game and throw the ball. And he can't run. You can't run the ball. Why? Because if you run the ball, you're taking too much time off the clock. What if that person gets stopped? What if they don't get out of bounds? Like there's a million reasons why Russell is always against the wall. 9 times out of 10 is because that defense sucks. They're horrible in pass protection. They're horrible in front. They're pretty. They seem to be pretty good with the rushing defense, but still, I think we're good. And then they just came off that loss to the Arizona Cardinals, but the Cardinals always go into their house and break them off. That's a constant situation, constant thing. So we're gonna jump over to the defensive side of the ball. Fred Warner, 57 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 3 passes defense, 2 interceptions. Fred Warner has been playing absolutely phenomenal this year, and the man is coming into his own. And I'm telling you right now, there's not another Mike linebacker like Fred in the league. It just is not. And everybody was saying, he models this. Hey, what's going on, Jay? There's not another guy who models his defense. You know what I mean? Uh, After Bobby Wagner and whatnot, things of that nature. Like we get it. Everybody models, their game after somebody. If I was ever to play football, I know I'm too small to play DB, so I'd probably be a running back, and I'd want to model my game after Barry Sanders. If that was the case, strictly because, yeah, yeah, we can't lose this game, man. It is an unfortunate thing, Roy Boy, that we don't have Jeff Wilson Jr. Man runs so hard, and he's our goal line specialist. That's the one thing that I love about Jeff. But Fred has been playing out of his mind, and we're going to be perfectly fine with Fred and Dre. Remember, Dre is a Seahawk killer. He had that big stop for us in the game to be able to get us that bye week, and then he had the interception as well. Like Dre loves to play the Seahawks, so Greenlaw gonna be out there doing his thing. And I think Aziz will, fill in perfectly fine, doing what Dre was doing because, typically when Quan comes in, Dre slides back over to his normal position. But Kerry Hyder, 22 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss. Um, Dre Greenlaw, 27 tackles, 1 sack, 3 tackles for a loss, 1 pass defense. Eric Armstead, 17 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 2.5 tackles for a loss, 2 pass defense. Now we gave Eric Armstead the going on leave here. Huh, that's weird. I don't know, guys. Speed paused on me. I apologize for that. But we gave Eric the contract instead of DeForest, and right now it's not really looking like we made a good decision. Reason being is because it's kind of weird that Eric is just he's doing what he can, but the biggest issue with us right now, I'm gonna get into that a little bit later, but E-Man Mosley, 26 tackles, half a tackle for a loss, 6 passes defense, 1 interception. Barrett, 14 tackles, 3 passes defense, and 1 interception. So I think this is the beauty of our defense right now. It looks like the back end is playing better than the front end. The front four typically is the reason why we get to the quarterback. Then the linebackers keep everything going underneath, and the DBs and the safeties keep everything going when it goes over the top. The way we've been playing these last couple of games is just amazing. So I think that the DBs do not need to be disturbed. I love Richard Sherman, but when you come back, sir, I don't know if you're going to be able to get on that field. Brett and Mosley are playing perfectly fine. Maybe you can just bump yourself up the depth chart there, but I don't think it's fair to just put Sherman back in, especially with the way that Mosley's been playing, and then relegate him back to the bench and then just have Barrett, and Sherm and K1 out there. I don't know. I don't know if that's right. But Jamar Taylor's got 2 interceptions. Fred's got 2 interceptions. Mosley has one. Tart has one. Jason Barrett has one. Aziz Al Shair has one. 8 interceptions as a team. The Colts, Chiefs, Titans are the only teams that have more interceptions as a defense. So we're doing real, real good. Real good. Oh, okay. I'll get to him on that one, boy. I got you. I got you, dog. Don't even worry about it. We get to you. The Steelers, Seahawks, and Washington all have 8 interceptions as a team. We have 12 sacks, and Seahawks have 9. So the injury report: Debo and Jeff Wilson Jr. are out. James, Tart, and Quan are doubtful. And Ward and Street are questionable. Street was questionable with an illness. It's an undisclosed illness. It's not coronavirus, but I don't think he's going to play. And Jimmy Ward, I think he should ride the pine, man. Just let Tarvarius and Marcel do what they do. Just I think he should give himself another week and not try to fight to get back. We're doing all right, And this is Seahawks. I understand, we love that game, but I love Jimmy Ward's versatility. But at this point, man, just ride the pine and chill out. Like, don't even stress about anything. We good. Like, we got this. We're gonna be good. And then for Seattle, uh, Shaquille Griffin is out. Doubtful is Carlos Hyde, Mike Iupati, Travis Homer, this guy Mayawa, he's a defensive end, Jamal Adams, and some guy last name Neal, he's a safety. So for the way that this game is going to work, I will say this. I think we go in, we play smash mouth football, we play 49er football, we run our zones, we run our stretches, we do everything on offense that we need to do, and we get everybody involved. If they decide to throw Jamal Adams on Kittle, we're gonna kill Jamal Adams. Reason being is because he's trash in coverage. Shout out to my boy Dre, because Dre was the one who, pointed that out. Jamal Adams may be a great box safety. Like, he's that dude that can get you a sack, that can get you a couple of stops in front. He's trash in coverage, straight hot garbage. So I give, Dre credit for kind of looking up those stats and taking a look at it. Because when they initially traded for Jamal Adams, I know everybody was on the train. I honestly was on the train to go get him because I thought that he was better, safety than what we had with Jaquaski Tart. But Dre did the research and he definitely pointed that out. At least that's where I got my information from. Just showing that Bradley McDougald was better in coverage and he was just a better overall safety. So putting Jamal Adams on George Kittle is just not a good look. He's going to kill him. George Kittle did work on Stephon Gilmore, who's supposed to be the best DB in the league. And he did work. He worked him a couple of times last week. You don't believe me? Go back and watch the film, bro. Like, he did it. Um, but the key for us on offense is just to play our game and have great time of possession. The longer we hold that ball and the more that we score, the less chance it gives for Russell to try to have a miracle comeback. And the reason that I state that is we want to make sure that we don't give up any explosive plays. We've been good at, I think we only allowed about six or seven this year, or more than 20 yards. And we want to make sure that we don't do that because that's what they do with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. They're both speedsters. So if they get past you, you have to have great safety up over the top. The reason that I say Jimmy Ward should sit is because Tarvarius Moore is faster. He's our fastest safety, and he can get over the see if somebody if Lockett or Metcalf gets over the top, we can have more chasing that down, going for the ball, knocking it down, doing whatever. But if they get over the top and there's nobody back there, we got to rely on, Marcel Harris, Jimmy Ward, Jaquaski Tart. Unless they taking the perfect angle and ready to knock that ball down, we're screwed. So we don't want that. In that instance, we have to make sure that we give, our team enough of a chance to be able to win. So if we run the ball, we control the clock. And then the thing is continually scoring, scoring on every possession, whether it be seven or whether it be three. You got to get the scores. You cannot go out there and have times where you're punting because you give Russell too much of a chance to get up on you. And once he gets up on you with the lead, I know that defense will most likely falter and put him in an uncompromising position and have his back against the wall again, where he has to go out there and save their ass. But we don't want to get that part. We want to make sure that we get there and we do everything that we can to continue to just grind it out and make it happen. So I think that if we can do that, we'll be good. The other thing is on defense, we have to be extremely mindful. I say we put a spy on Russell Wilson strictly based on the fact that the dude is just too elusive. That's one thing I am not about to sit here and do. I'm not about to doubt Russell Wilson's elusiveness, and I'm not about to doubt his arm. He's the best quarterback in our division. I know some people may think otherwise, but I'm gonna tell you right now, just based off the resume and stats on a year-to-year basis, he's better than Jimmy. He is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm one of those people. I may not like certain people, but I don't doubt greatness. I am not a Laker fan by any stretch of the imagination. I am happy that my city did win the title, but I'm not a Laker fan. I'm a Bulls fan. But I can tell you right now, Kobe was a fucking beast. Kobe was the man. And I can tell you he did. That was the closest thing to Jordan you're gonna get. I don't think Jordan and LeBron should be compared. It's two different eras, two different time frames. The way ball was played in one era to another era is it's not fair. Kobe was still in that time frame, so you can give him that's probably about it. But I say all that to lead into we must contain Russell Wilson. And we have to have a spy on him because if we put a spy on Russell Wilson, it gives us the opportunity to be able to, what I'm saying, make sure that he doesn't go out and get those 20, 30-yard gains or he doesn't even get that first down. He can't go out. And it's just being mindful and real smart about it and making sure that when we collapse the pocket, we collapse it correctly so there are no holes and gaps for him to run through. If he's got to run outside, to the left or to the right, that's different. I can dig that. But if he gets that up the gut run, then we already know that we probably got too many people with coverage and he's going to be able to eat us up for yardage on a continuous basis. So we want to make sure that we do those things correctly. As far as our defense goes, we just have to be very mindful with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Those are the two receivers that are going to do the most damage. Not another receiver on their team that really does a lot. That gives me any cause to pause. But those are the two dudes that we have to shut down. If K1 somehow miraculously is ready to go and he is up, then good. We already know Lock is shut down. But the thing is, I'm not going to worry too much about DK Metcalf because I believe Jason Correct will get the job done. He's just that good when he's playing well. So, he wound up practicing in full. I know he's ready to go. I can tell you right now, I know that E-Man Mosley's ready to go. So we're going to be fine. As far as the rushing goes, like I said, we start to Michael Hasty, mixing a little bit of him and TC, and keep that ball rolling, keep the clock moving, and make sure that we score. The key thing is 7 or 3. We gotta get something, and if we get any turnovers, get those points off turnover. Can't be punting or putting ourselves where our backs against the wall where we say, "Oh, okay, well we got the ball. All right, let's go out here and do it." And the next thing you know, we're punting. That doesn't make sense. That's not worth it. You know what I mean? But those are just some simple keys to the game that will allow us to get going. We can get Kittle rolling, and then we can get Brandon Ayuk rolling and get KB going. You don't have to worry about it. We'll most likely throw Trent Taylor in the slot, and that's the reason why I believe they may have called up Kevin White to do the punt returns. Do the kick returns, not necessarily punt returns because they'll have Trent Taylor doing that. But Trent Taylor is a good option out of the slot because he's a small, quick twitch kind of guy. And if you got to hit him with something over the middle, he can take a hit. He can take a hit and he gets right back up. Trent Taylor that's one thing I'm never gonna doubt about him. He's got heart. So he can take them hard hits and get back up and it's gonna be nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got you on that one, man. But let me get to some of these comments in here real quick, man. I just want to say what's up to everybody. I don't want to. Let's see here. Jay Anderson says, I feel we going to win today. I think uh, we got to get an edge rusher by a trade deadline. You know what, Jay? I agree with you on that, but at the same time, I'm going to say this: we're going to have to work with the edge rushers that we have because you got to remember by the time that we get through this little gauntlet that we're going through, as far as all these teams that we're playing, we are going to wind up having Ronald Blair be back by then, hopefully. So if Blair comes back, I don't think we're gonna have room on the roster for another edge rusher. And then at the same time, we've already done that. Got Deion Jordan. We had Ziggy Ansah. He's out for the year with a torn bicep. So I don't think they're going to invest anything more in any edge rushers. They're just going to have to work with the guys that they got and just go ahead and say, all right, this is it. This is what we got. You guys got to make it happen. And I think that Kinlaw will continue to come along. Hopefully he can get himself his first sack of the year. Let's see. Yes, meant to get to that for you, Roy Boy. Do what we got from the Jets, Jordan Willis. Now, if you haven't done your research on Jordan Willis, here's the thing. Jordan Willis has never gotten a chance. He was drafted originally by Cincinnati, and he wound up on their practice squad. He only played like 1 or 2 games for them, and then he wound up going to the Jets, and he was sitting on their practice squad. Now, this guy in college, his stack total just kept going up, 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 up. Okay, so he has a good college resume. Nothing's ever translated to the NFL, so I'm not sure why. It's either one, he hasn't gotten a chance, or two, he's not. Some people are great in college and they suck in the NFL. That's how it works. It happens all the time. But his college total, I believe he had 4.5 sacks, and he went to like 7, he went to like 12 and like 14. So he did something really, really crazy, man. So hopefully he is up for this game. And I hope that this guy does what he needs to do and makes it happen. Let's see here. What are we saying? Hold up. Go. Let's see. More edge rushers are the main concern for us to get back to the playoffs and make a deep run. I have to disagree with that. I think if our back end, if our DBs and our safeties do the job, we'll be perfectly fine because we haven't been doing too bad about stuffing the run. And the thing with us is, I know the edge rushers create that issue, but the thing is, we need to get that push up the middle to be able to allow those edge rushers to do their job. Right now, working with the guys that we currently have, or we kick Armstead out and in sometimes, I think that we just have to properly collapse the pocket and make sure we actually get to the quarterback. We haven't really faced many statues. And the reason that we're having a lot of problems is because we had a problem last year when we had mobile quarterbacks, which is nothing new. So we just got to be careful about that. Peace out, Daniel. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. But at the end of the day, guys, this is a win for us. We're gonna be perfectly fine. Um, and yeah, man, when that win gets to you, Roy, boy, I know it sucks. I live in Arizona, and every now and then when it gets when it gets crazy. But thank you so much for tuning in. I call a win for us. I'm gonna go ahead and say we win about 27-14. And I'd say that our defense shuts down the passing game, so we're gonna have to try to run. We're gonna shut that down as well. Their defense is trash. They're going to give up a lot of points. They're going to give up a lot of yards. Yes, they know us and play them very well, but they just got beat by Kyler Murray. You know what I'm saying? And I think if we can get them, that makes our division is ridiculously competitive. Records are atrocious because where our division is competitive, like we're gonna produce a lot of playoff people. Oh, it's snowing. Dang, where you got? Tell me where you at, Roy boy. You must be on the East Coast, bro. Um, but our defense, as far as the way we work, we're real solid, and we don't give up a lot of yards. We don't give up a ton of catches to people and stuff like that. We usually try to shut all that down. And the Reds been playing at a stellar level, so we don't have to worry about that. The one thing that they do is their passing game. That's where they make their money. They don't make it in the run game. So we'll be good. I don't think we're gonna have too much of an issue as long as we can contain Russell, keep him in the pocket. We'll be able to do what we need to do. Oh yeah. You up north, bro? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. That Michigan weather is definitely different. I've never been there, man, but it's definitely crazy. But I do believe we win 27-14. I believe we hold them, and I believe we just eat this defense alive. Like I said, simple keys: time of possession, making sure that we keep Russ in the pocket and we don't let him get out for crazy ass runs and don't give him 50 years to make a play, and just continuing to grind it out. That's 49er football. That's the 49er way. Guys, have yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed. Bang bang, night again.